Boom. Evening, America.
We're on tilt.
We're tilted here. Somebody keeps leaving the room on us. How's that? Feel better?
Yeah, that's good.
There we go.
I think that's the same.
Evening, America. Welcome back to the Mid-Sack. It is what day is it? Sunday?
Sunday.
What do we call this day?
It's a Sabbath Sunday.
No, what is it?
Sports Sabbath.
Sabbath Sunday?
Well, I mean, Sunday is the Sabbath.
Is the Sabbath.
Continuing with the theme.
If you believe on that sort of thing. For us atheists, though, today is just... You had to have watched last night's episode to understand. We're not going to regale. You have to make you go watch segment 2 of last night's
Hold on,
episode.
are you?
Huh?
Are you?
What?
Atheist?
No. Atheist doesn't believe in anything. So anyway.
Agnostic?
No, I'm not agnostic. No.
Are you Catholic?
I was raised Catholic.
That's not what I asked. I was raised Catholic too. I'm far from it now.
That was the point. I was raised
Catholicism
Catholic.
will push you.
I was raised Catholic. Do I have my questions? Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with having questions. Makes you think.
Oh, then if you have no questions,
yeah,
give me a break.
You're useless. Anyway. You always fuck up our intros. It never fails.
That was a beautiful intro.
It was a beautiful fuck up.
Fuck you, that was a great intro.
So that's the redoubtable one, Tom. Is the highly questionable one, Arjun Miliachi. I wore this for Mac. Or actually, I wore it for Belichick. We'll get into him in segment 2 and his blasphemy.
I wore this for the Mets because you couldn't see him tonight in primetime.
Yeah, that is still going on, in theory.
If you can call it that.
Yeah, they are in the top of the 8th inning. The Mets have 1 on, 1 out. It is 6-1 Boston. The
Mets are a lifeless corpse at this point.
Atticus, Carrasco, whatever his fucking name is. Carrasco.
Cookie Carrasco.
We call Blast Show. Fucking blasts everywhere. From
it's literally, his nickname is Cookie, and I think it's because all he does is throw cookies right down it. Boom.
He had a Charlie Brown moment tonight where the Red Sox got 7 consecutive hits off him.
It was not a moment.
It was
about 10 minutes.
It was a stretch.
Yes, it was a
stretch. It was a stretch where Boston looked like the Gas House Gorillas against Bugs Bunny when they're doing the conga lines in the ball. But yet it's only 6-1, so it's not it's not out of it.
The Red Sox had 11 hits through 3
The
innings.
Red Sox have given up 5 runs in 1 inning before. This is not over.
Sure, but not to this putrid offense. Okay, that's the problem. And okay, so
welcome to IDD for those of you in the
Yes.
know. I don't disagree. Segment 1. Guess where we're going? So I continue with that thought. So the Mets offensive woes.
Redoubtable one,
Highly questionable one. Yes. Izzo, Miliaccio on the case.
You know who it is.
At the scene.
All right, so this is the reason that we talked about that I said I don't think they can come back. Because they're starting pitching. The best thing you could say about it is that it's inconsistent. The worst thing you could say about it is at times it's awful.
It stinks.
Because Carlos
Stank.
Carrasco. Okay, so every 5th day you're in for a fucking boo.
You better hope the other team's 5th pitcher is
Okay,
gone.
so since June 6th, all right, these are his starts. He's got 1, 2.
And by the way, June 6th is a month and 17 days.
Right. Month and 17
A
days.
stretch, if you will. A good
long
stretch. Long stretch.
Okay, that's a span of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starts. Okay? 5 innings, 4.2 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings, 5 innings, 8 innings. Holy shit. 4.2 innings, and then tonight, 2.1 innings. That's unreliable. 5.82 ERA. Yes. 5.82 ERA. And it's like, if every 5th day you know that's happening, and then on your other 5th days, you don't know if Scherzer's going to give you 6 innings or give up 5 home runs.
Or 4.
Like
he did last night.
It's this constant thing. And when you're having a season where it seems like everything is going against you, if twice a week your starting pitching is doing something like this, you're going to feel snake bitten. And you can see the Mets look dead right when all this stuff started happening.
Yeah.
You give up 4 runs in the 2nd inning, and you just basically wiped out the whole team.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, what the fuck was that?
At this level, it's safe to say that if you give most of the teams in this league an inning where you give them 4 or 5 runs, your chances of you winning that game are slim enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it's early?
If it's early, yeah. If it happens, because you can knock a team back on its heels. they don't recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, holy shit, the game barely started,
Yeah.
and we're down 5-0.
Yeah.
And then it was
mean,
5-1.
No, I agree with that, and
Right.
I think that with tonight with this guy, and he called it to his credit. He knows his team. Before the game, he said, "This motherfucker."
I said he'd be lucky to make it out of the
said-
fourth.
Yeah, he said he'd be lucky if they got 4 out of him, and that
And he went
didn't happen.
2 1/3.
2 1/3. Yeah. So
11 hits the Sox
Yeah.
had in the first 3 innings.
no, the first inning it was only they gave 1 run. There was a scoreless second. It was the
It was
third
the third.
run.
It was the
The
third.
third inning where that 4-run inning is what really put the Mets in a stranglehold.
Dude, but they had in the first inning they had a runner get thrown out at home.
Yeah, the Red Sox did. It was your boy. It was him.
Who?
Crassus.
No.
Yeah, it was
No,
him.
I don't think so.
It was.
I
Tall
think
dude
it
with
was
the
the lead, I
hair.
think it was the leadoff hitter.
Was it Duran?
Yeah,
No, really?
I think so. Because Casas or whatever his name is, he got thrown out at second.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then in the inning where they scored 4, Devers got thrown out at third
Yeah.
for no reason.
For no reason.
So it should have been 5.
So if the Red Sox weren't the bumbling boobs that they are,
it would have been 6-0 after 3.
so,
And that's just, my God, it's downpouring right
yes,
now.
we've got some elements.
We're out here in the elements.
We're out here in the elements for you, America, because we don't quit at halftime.
This is like
Okay.
playoff football.
I think it
Raining?
is. Yeah,
Who cares?
We
We're
don't
here.
care. The SAC doesn't care. The IDD doesn't care. We're there.
Yeah, we're here.
We're there. Okay. So right, but I'll tell you that breeze is nice. I like that breeze. You got to admit that's a good
Oh, it
breeze.
feels-
The
it
breeze
feels
is wonderful.
amazing.
Cool things off a little. It was kind of steamy. Remember, I was even asking him before we went on the air about do we need a fan out here
Yeah.
because it was at that point. It was close.
Well, the sun was out all day.
Yeah, but then there was that rain right there.
Yeah.
I thought, but that didn't really cool things off. This
Dude,
one is.
This
This is doing it. This is the cooling off one right here.
is an annoying rain. We're starting to get wet.
Yeah, that's all right. A little bit of.
A little bit of how's your mother?
Who's your father? Where's your sister? How's your brother?
All right, now Mark Vientos is up in a big spot. See,
Yeah.
and I'm still watching.
I'm watching. I have it
Okay,
right here.
even though I realize what this means for the Mets tonight.
This guy hits a bomb. It's a game.
That's Mark Vientos, who I've been screaming, get
0
him
for
up
3
here.
with 2
Get him
strikeouts.
up here. Come on, Mark, do something.
So we're watching this live on our. We'll keep you posted as it goes through here. But yeah, this guy's one swing for making this interesting.
But this is what this game tells me. Okay,
What?
the Mets are sellers.
You heard
I
it.
mean,
You heard it.
I don't.
I don't know that I agree with that yet, but you heard it.
They're going to Yankee Stadium. The Yankees just swept the Royals.
Is the judge back?
The judge is not back.
See, I don't hold.
So-
The Royals stink.
Anthony, I know, but so do the Mets.
The Royals are worse than the Mets.
Yes, that's true. But probably since like June 1st, they're not that much worse than the Mets.
Since June 1st, most people aren't worse than the Mets.
Thank you.
So that's not
So-
saying anything.
No, so it's saying that
The Royals
Yankees
have been bad forever.
Okay, I guarantee you, since the 1st of June, they're probably the same.
Maybe. But the Royals are always bad.
But the Mets have played that poorly.
They have. They've
And if they
underachieved.
go to Yankee Stadium and the
If-
Yanks, they have to take both
If
from the
we're,
Yankees.
well, let's think about this for a second. Since you
They're
brought-
sellers. They're sellers.
No, but who do you think to this point in the season is the most underachieving team?
I'm going to say the Mets because they're my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the case regardless of who you are because
The payroll.
the payroll.
The payroll.
It's the biggest payroll in the history
Yeah.
of the major leagues.
I mean, San Diego,
Them too.
they've been awful. And they've got that lineup should be the best lineup in baseball.
If San Diego was my team, I'd say it's San Diego.
It's right there. To me, they're right there. Because every time I want to bash them, I look at San Diego, I'm like, well, shit. What the fuck these guys?
Well, that doesn't make it any better, but
No,
it's
but
true.
I'm
They
saying,
are-
I don't know who's.
but they're a few games better than the Mets.
I'm saying I would, if you said either one, I wouldn't blame you.
That's true.
I wouldn't
You
disagree
could also
with you.
say the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, they've
But-
severely
Yeah,
underachieved.
but
They're
the Cardinals, in terms of their roster and
they
their
don't got
payroll,
the talent.
yeah.
But they don't have the talent of San Diego or New York. So, the thing is, they've just always been good. Even in a bad year, they're competitive. This is an anomaly for them.
Well, the crazy thing about that is Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina, the two old guys,
Yachty?
who neither of them were at their best.
No.
But this is the first
were.
year without them since like 2004.
I know, it's crazy.
So it's amazing what that loss has done to them. I think that those two losses
Yeah.
really,
I agree.
it just shows how much Yadier Molina meant to that team, and I think Adam Wainwright probably meant to that pitching staff.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say it's like with, but then I look at San Diego's lineup on paper, I'm like, how the fuck are they not, like, even with bad pitching, that lineup is so,
But the weird thing about San Diego, when we were watching their games, or when I was watching the Mets against them,
yeah.
I heard somebody, I think the Mets announcers were saying, like, they hit pretty well, they pitch pretty well. Why don't they win? If you look at their numbers, like,
Yeah.
they don't look like a shit
I don't
team.
get it. Like, they just have so much talent in that lineup. Like, how do these guys not get
Hang
7
on.
runs a game?
So, while we were yapping, it's not Mark Vientos hitting because Buck Showalter has pinch hit for Mark Vientos with Daniel Vogelback.
Oh, the guy, the V.
The guy Mets fans love to blame for everything.
That's true. He is kind of.
He's a scapegoat because he's overweight.
know-
He's overweight, so everybody just looks at him
I
and
would have
blames
thought
him.
the guy that would be getting roasted over the coals the most would be Sterling Marte. Why not? Isn't he like a 300 hitter most years?
Yeah, I mean 280, 290.
In a bad year, he's that. This is what he's doing is atrocious.
Yeah,
This is atrocious.
but he had
This is Scott Brocious
he had
atrocious.
double groin surgery,
That's true. He did. We
and
said
he
that.
and he didn't miss any time.
Yeah, I thought. That
But he
when-
should
yeah,
have.
but I pinned
So
that. all right.
that's a reason. That's
kind
some
of
of the reason.
Yeah. So he kind of.
Then there's also Scherzer, who's making $43 million,
Yeah.
who's laying farts.
Yeah.
Verlander, who's making $43 million, who's farting.
Dropping bombs.
Pete Alonso, who's been hitting under
Alonso.
200 for almost a month and a half.
Yeah.
No, maybe 2 months.
Since the injury.
No. So they said
Because I thought.
Pete Alonso, coming into this series, was hitting 167 since April 21st. So he basically had a good 3 weeks
Yeah.
and hasn't since.
See, to his point, the Red Sox, who again one of the best offenses in baseball statistically speaking, 14 hits right now.
They had 11 through 3.
They literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the lineup have 2 hits.
Has Yoshida gotten a hit? He
Let
was
me
the only
say that
guy
again.
without- he was the
Yeah.
only guy without a hit. I
Yeah,
think.
he's still the best hitter. The guy who was number 1 in baseball hitting wise, Yoshida, is 0 for 2 or 0 for 4. Yeah, he's 0 for 4, and 6 other guys have 2 hits. So, look, the Red Sox traditionally offense has never been their problem. Even in a bad year offensively, they're still good. It's always been the pitching with them. Look, if this stays this way,
Vogelback's having a hell of an at bat. 10 pitches here.
yeah,
He's fouled off 8 pitches.
he is not going quietly into that good
Oh
night.
fuck!
Oh
Fuck.
no,
Did he strike out?
no, what happened? Hold on.
There was a throwing error, so now it's second and third.
Yeah, I saw that. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Voldemort there. And
Vogel B.
we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
he's out.
Is he out?
Struck out swinging.
All right, so
So there you go. Mark Vientos
yeah,
gets pinch hit for with
Wow.
Daniel Vogelback
by the player the Mets fans love to hate right now.
in a gigantic spot. You have one of your top prospects there. What are we doing?
Yep, you go with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
You go with Daniel Vogelback. For
Mr.
what?
Stay Puft.
So here's my thing.
Memory from my childhood.
If we win this game, we're still sellers. If Daniel Vogelback hits a 3-run home run, it's still 6-4. We're still losing this game. So I ask you, why the fuck are we not letting Mark Vientos grow and experience big spots? We're not making the playoffs this year. What are you
Whoa.
doing?
That was a lightning take.
I'm sorry. I think Buck Showalter is a great manager. However, this year has not. I mean, it's been a bad job.
This year, what was that?
This year has not been good for his resume. Put it that way.
Not at all.
So the Red Sox get out of the escape with runners on second and third.
Unscathed.
So going into the bottom of the eighth, due up is Wong, who's 2 for 3, Hernandez 2 for 3, and Chang, who's 1 for 3.
Ottavino's going to put on a laser show.
So
He throws these sweeper sliders, and the Red Sox.
it could be a conga liner on the bases.
Could be.
Could be an eighth inning conga
Well,
line.
I envision something going over.
You've heard of the
Green
seventh
Monster.
inning stretch. I bring you the eighth inning conga line.
I envision something going over the Green Monster.
We'll see. We'll see. Yankees won today. Cincinnati won today. Nationals smacked San Fran today. Baltimore again beat Tampa Bay. Took 3 out of 4.
I don't know.
Baltimore, they're in first
Baltimore
place.
is fucking legit.
Yep, they are. Miami edged out Colorado. Philly beat Cleveland. Atlanta 4-2 over Milwaukee. Minnesota eked out a win over Chicago. The White Sox 5-4. St. Louis again goes down 7-2 to the Cubs. L.A. lost. Dodgers got beat again by the Rangers.
Rangers take 2 out of 3.
Take
from
2
them?
out of 3, yeah. Houston eked by Oakland, or 3-2, and the Pirates lost again to the Angels. Toronto in a Donnie 4-3 over Seattle. That's your dance around Major League Baseball right now. So as things stand, the Red Sox have to win to keep pace with the Yankees, who won earlier.
The Dodgers actually took 2 out of 3.
The Dodgers took 2 out of 3, from Texas. So that's where we are right now, Major League Baseball on a crisp, cooling off Sunday night.
Feels
Here,
great now.
It does. It feels much better now. It was nice. That rain finally did what it was supposed to do. It cooled some things off. And I have yet to turn on my sprinkler system, and every time I think I'm gonna, Mother
I
Nature
actually
doesn't.
turned it on tonight. Then I saw your text batting down the hatches,
Yeah,
and I turned it off.
turn it off. Here it is. Yep, we've had 2 rainstorms. It rained for about 15, 20 minutes the first time, and then this happened as we were on the air. But anyway, so he thinks Mets are sellers. Obviously, I think the Red Sox just 2 games back should be buyers because they're in this thing. They're legitimately in it. Who the fuck thought that was going to happen? So are they going to look at the Mets? Pitching. Because that's what they need. So problem is, who in the Mets pitching staff would you really want right now?
David Robertson is the best pitcher the Mets have. He's their closer.
We got a closer.
No, but if this guy was your 8th inning, your bullpen's good, actually.
It actually is good.
But I'm not talking about for the Red Sox. But in
Yeah.
general, David Robertson, I
Yeah.
think, is probably their best trade piece.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you about the Red Sox.
Sure.
In their current state,
Mm-hmm.
do you think they should go all in and try to, bring something in at the trade deadline? Or would you say, you know what, let's just let it ride and let's build?
Honestly, and I've been saying this since before the season started, they had to get another frontline starter. But given the development of this staff, if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't lose my shit over it. I'd like to see it happen still, but again, to me, it's what are you going to have to give up to get that frontline starter, and how much of your future are you? To his point, are you willing to sacrifice? I don't know pitching, other than you can never have enough of it. Never. So if that's what they're going to be asking in return, to me, it would really depend on who that starter is and how old they are and how many years they have left and all that shit. Because to me, in the Mets situation, those guys are on the back 9. They don't have a lot of time left, if at all. So I don't know if that's worth it.
No.
If it's one of them,
I don't think the Mets
I don't
are a
think
match.
I don't
The
think
Mets
they're
are
a
not
match in that scenario. No, they need a pitcher that's a little bit younger than that.
Right.
And
Somebody that you could have
yeah.
for a few years.
yeah, because to me, there's no reason to trade off pitching prospects unless what you're getting is going to give you years in return. So,
At least 2.
Yeah.
Because your current team now
Yeah.
is not a World Series team.
No.
Now, 2 years from now, that could be different.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real here. Say they got and I don't know who the best available starter would be right now off the top of my head, but say they got that dude, whoever it was. Does it put them over the top? I don't think it does.
Right.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So why do it?
They would need more than
Yeah.
that. Now, again, does that mean they couldn't get in and make things interesting? Sure. Once you get in the tournament, anything can happen.
Well, I guess
But-
the tough part is they're in Boston. They're okay. They're not in
Yeah.
Kansas City.
No, they're
not in Baltimore.
And here's the other problem for
If
the
they're near the playoffs,
Here's the other problem for the management. They let that championship team just come
Right.
apart, and their fans are not going to sit here and you know what I mean? No.
and they
'Cause
paid
in our
Devers.
minds, Mookie Betts should still be there. JD Martinez should still be there. Xander Bogaerts should still be there. That's just. I'm just saying the closer Kimball never should. I'm telling you, they never should have gone into this mode. They had a young, talented nucleus they built around. They won a World Series with. You don't let it fall apart, especially when money's not your issue.
Now, here's the crazy part, though, when you think about this. You let J.D. Martinez go.
Mm-hmm.
You let Xander Bogaerts go.
Yep.
And at this time last year, I don't think they were better than they are right now. I think they're better
They were
now.
about 2 out at the break. Around the same. I don't know if they have the same record, but
I think this team is better than last year.
it is.
Which is weird.
Well, Yoshida's been.
Yoshida's awesome.
He's been amazing. That was a great move by Kane, whatever you call him, Bloom. That guy's been productive. The pitching that's come up out of the farm system has been surprisingly productive. So, and he's cleared the books of every bad contract except for Chris Sale. So, if that's what he was brought in to do, he did his job.
Yeah.
And they've remained competitive while he's doing it. From ownership perspective, that's exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, it's an interesting question because I see both sides of this argument. Again, it would depend on who was out there, who they were going after at the trade deadline, and what were they going to have to give up to get the piece or two pieces they think they would need if they feel that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It couldn't be some sort of a reach trade. It would have to be a cut and dry. This is making us better.
This is it's got to be
for
one
a
of
long-
those deals.
Yeah.
Oh, him? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, and it have to make complete sense.
Yeah.
If they
it's-
reach for somebody, I don't see them doing that.
I mean, no,
They're not gonna
I don't
do
think
that.
they will. But again, the thing
Somebody
about
falls in their lap.
baseball is one of those. It's like hockey. Once you get in the dance, anything can happen in baseball. Literally, anything can happen. And,
Especially if you got starters that can fucking.
I'm saying anything can happen in baseball. I've seen teams. No one. I'm telling you, last year, no one had Seattle doing anything. No one had. There are teams you get. I mean, come on, it happens every year. There's 2 or 3.
I had Seattle win in the first round.
Well, I didn't at midseason. When we were talking about Seattle was not on the tip of our tongues. Okay,
They got good pitching. They still
they
have
do.
it this year,
They
but
still
they're like
do.
hovering at 500.
yeah. So because they're deficient on the other end, the other side, offense. So, but for the Red Sox, where offense doesn't seem to be their problem, it's pitching. And at his point, the middle relief seems pretty good. They've got a closer.
Dude,
I
I
don't
think
know how
you threw
far off they-
two bullpen games where you had lefty after lefty after lefty, and the Mets. What? Jesus Christ, they couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
And then tonight, my God, I'm sorry. I'm still.
Yeah.
Showalter does not play alpha.
One run is one run. For me, that's great, but I don't know where you stake that with the Mets offense right now. They've been struggling all year. So
What?
usually when you hold the team to one run, you should be excited about it. I'm kind of not because their offense has underachieved all year.
Yeah.
So I've seen other teams hold them to one run, or in one case 3 hits, or one hit at home.
No, remember last time they had a leadoff double and then didn't have a hit the rest of the game?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and that should have been a home run. They could call it back, and the wheels fell off the wagon.
It was like, whoa, is us?
Yes, I don't know. So, like I said, I'm excited. The Red Sox pitching staff is given up 1 run tonight. So
Hey, well, all they can do is beat the piece of garbage in front of
yes,
you.
you got to play who's in front of you. So
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
no, the Mets have underachieved. Nobody thought the
They're
Mets.
not a piece of garbage.
No, but they've underachieved. So
They have,
they would be in the category of biggest disappointment of the year so far.
without a doubt.
Yeah, they're right there. So it's them or it's San Diego.
I think it's the Mets because of the record payroll.
The payroll. The payroll gives the Mets the edge and everything.
Yeah.
$380 million for this shit? Oh my God. So it's
But
almost
to watch the Red Sox get 7 hits in a row, and
which I didn't think would happen all year.
people make fun of exit velocity. However, they showed the exit velocity of all the hits. I think there was 1 or 2 that was below 100 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
is that 101, 108? There was
There was like a 94, and the rest were
Yeah.
100 plus.
if a ball is coming at you at over 100 miles an hour.
Oh, and one got hit at Beatty.
Yeah.
So Beatty, the third baseman, was playing out on the grass, and like 102 mile an hour hot shot. He had no chance.
102. My car doesn't go that fast.
You can't even see it.
So
And that's what he was consistently giving up 7 times in a row.
does the Cool Whip go 100 miles? I've broken 100 in the Cool Whip before.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
What
One
the
time.
fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
Be careful.
I was late for something.
100?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't mean to get to 100. I just looked down and oh my god, scared myself.
Who was it a receiver recently that got caught going like
140.
40 in
Yeah, my car.
in a 45 or something?
You're just an idiot.
I'm just too. I would be too scared to even do that.
You could have the greatest, to my knowledge, the best cornering sports car in the world is the Corvette. In the world, not America, in the world, the Corvette pulls over 9 Gs regularly. It's the best cornering sports car maybe ever.
I don't think it's going 140.
Well, that's the thing. I'm saying even in that car.
He must have been a Lamborghini or something.
No, the Corvette can go 140.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying, yeah, it can. I'm saying.
I feel like it wouldn't even hold the road.
Corvettes. My father used to take off ramps at 75 miles an hour, no sweat.
Dear God.
In his black Corvette.
I can't stand being
This
in a
is
car driving
1987. Like if I tried to, I'd tip my car and roll it over 6 times if I tried to do that. My dad took those off ramps at 70, 75, no problem. And the car never even, you felt like you were on a roller coaster. It was like, oh my God, I'm moving, but the car isn't. It's just like, holy shit.
Well, I was wrong. Ottavino got out of it. Double play ball. Oh. And now the Mets come up down 5.
There you go.
Full of pride and misery.
Misery and pride. Top of the 9th. Here we go. Last stand.
This is Colonel's last
This is
stand.
the last stand for the Mets. And if not, that's going on. They're officially going to be buyers. Yep, this is it. They go down here. It's the farmers for sale. Come on in, people. Stay a while. We got everything. It's all on the table for you. What do you want? What do you think you want? What aren't even you sure you want, but you're not sure you don't want? What would that be?
Yep, that's it. That's it. You in the back. Come on in.
Come on in.
Come in and take a look around.
You came at the perfect time.
Oh, you want a locker too? Sure, we'll throw that in. Oh, do you want the scoreboard we built for $800 million? Come on. Well, how about this? We'll give you Max Scherzer. We'll build you a scoreboard, and
we'll cover half his payroll.
just give us season tickets. We want to come watch you in the playoffs.
Come watch the layoffs.
We want to come watch you in the playoffs.
I mean,
Apparently, the Phillies want Tommy Pham. I think that would be a good tradable piece. He's a guy you picked up in the offseason. He was a scrap heap signing, and he's been one of your best hitters. So good for him.
you know, they said
That might get him another.
before the
better
game
contract.
started, there was a story in ESPN how the Mets, regardless of the outcome, that the Mets should be sellers.
I think it said what, measurable sellers or something like that.
No,
Like,
all in, like aggressive sellers. That was the term, I think, aggressive sellers. I'm like,
Aggressive?
what? Yeah, like everything's going, everything's on the
calm
table.
down with aggressive.
Aggressive. I'm like, damn.
I thought I saw.
I wouldn't
measurable.
expect. I thought if you said that, it would have been harsh. Like, but where they are, San Diego, Chicago, Miami, Philly, all in front of them. Giants, Diamondbacks, Cincy. I mean, they are. I don't know. I don't know. Damn it, I don't know. But I know this. Aggressive.
I don't know much.
Who's that?
But I know I love you. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Sorry, I was looking on Twitter at
speaking
Mets
of,
stuff.
how's your
and
father?
Where's your
Where's
mother?
where's your sister? Who's your sister?
Brandon Nimmo speaking to Buster Olney
Before the game.
Before the game.
That sounded like the cheesiest interview. So
It's
what do you got to do to get back in this?
It's win or go home. So right now we're
Win or
playing
home.
for our season.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep it going. So you just try and control what you can control. We're going out there and fighting every day. Boom, 5-0.
Everybody minding their P's and Q's. He said that,
Yeah.
minding their P's and Q's. I'm like, P's and Q's?
Did he say that?
Yeah. I watched that interview. I was
Was
laughing.
he Derek Jeter?
I'm like, minding their P. What does that mean? Minding their P's and Q's.
They're just making sure all the details are,
Making sure
accounted for.
Everybody here, make sure they fuck up their job.
Exactly.
So we collectively can fuck this thing
So
up.
Cookie Carrasco, he was dotting his lowercase J's and crossing his T's when he gave up
Crossing
7 hits
his
in a
uppercase
row.
T's and dotting his lowercase J's. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I apologize, America. I'm ashamed of that. That's awful. That's
Just bad.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. Come back, segment 2. We had
Yoda? Are you out there?
we've had Tommy's tirade. We're going to have Ronnie's rant on the other side.
That wasn't too bad.
Well, at this point, you have to laugh at it. I mean, because
Yeah, I
aggressive.
didn't even get that.
Aggressive sellers.
Well, the
The
nice
fuck
thing
does that
tonight
mean?
was going, like, I knew
Does that
what
mean
was
they're
gonna-
calling everybody? Hey, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
I knew what was going to happen tonight, you know? And not even like I was feeling like, oh, I got a bad feeling. It was like, no. He's going to get bounced, and the game's going to be over.
I mean, he just did at the pool nonchalantly. They're screwed. Did not a hint of, oh, this is going to hurt. But they're screwed. Just he's at the point of indifference. Like it just doesn't matter.
But the weird part is when I got home, I still put it on.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still your team. You're hoping
I can still get into them,
You want to be wrong.
even if they're not going to make the playoffs.
You want to be wrong, America.
Yeah.
But the redoubtable one is rarely wrong when it comes to the
But
Bears.
I think there's also
So-
a dumb part of me that wants to be right too.
Satisfaction.
Because I'm like, they're not going to win anything anyway. I might as well be right.
Yeah, exactly. If your team's going to stink, you might as well be right about it.
You might as well call it and be right about
If
it.
they're going to be wrong, I sure as hell's going to be right.
If watching you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
That's right. So, we're
Even if
back.
you suck.
Does it
Even
sound
if
like
you
we
suck.
even need Yoda? Or it's not about need, boys and girls. It's about want.
That's right.
So we're gonna find Yoda, Jobu, and the gang. Betty's around somewhere. Betty's looking kind of.
Black
Betty's
Betty?
looking rather scantily clad.
Oh,
tonight.
Black Betty, bam a lamb. Oh, Black Betty.
Betty's
bam
looking a
lamb.
little scantily clad this evening, so we're gonna dabble with Betty, and we'll be back on the other side. Segment 2 coming up. NFL. You're gonna want to hear this, boys and girls.